Welcome back. Well, the Dubai Expo 2020 is currently underway in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. The event is bringing together about 192 countries for 182 days of innovation, technology, culture, arts and invention. Now joining us for an update on the Expo via Skype is NBC's very own producer Ndishishii Hamufungu. Good morning, Ndishishii. Thank you so much for joining us.
Assalamu alaikum, Trizia. Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
No, it's a pleasure having you, Ndishishii. I don't know if you can sense, but in my voice, I'm very, very excited to have you with us this morning.
That's good to hear.
Ndishishii, firstly, before I just jump into the atmosphere of the Expo quickly, how are you doing since you've landed in Dubai?
I'm well. It's been a busy couple of days. I've been here for 5 days now, and I'm just really still adjusting, but it's been an amazing few days here in Dubai. The Expo is something out of this world, absolutely amazing in its setup, and also just in the way that everybody is conducting themselves. There's a consensus around, this entire Expo to, of course, make the most of this opportunity, and you just sense that feeling around the Expo site as you, of course, make your way around there. Dubai has been very interesting. It's been a bit of a culture shock for me, but I'm adjusting, and I'm adjusting well, yeah.
Yeah. Now, we saw in this clip, the insert that we just saw, it was a small interview. We didn't get to see that much of what's happening behind the scenes. So can you just brief us about the atmosphere at the Expo?
Well, Trizia, the atmosphere is really nothing short of electrifying. There's just, this amazing response, this amazing energy within the Expo site itself. So many people, of course, have been flocking to various pavilions. The manner in which some of these pavilions are set up is absolutely amazing. And, you just get this feeling that, there's this growing need to, of course, make the most of this Expo, not only from a visitor's perspective, not only from an investor's perspective, but of course from the organizers of this Expo itself, who've just gone, the extra mile to make this a very successful and also a very enjoyable experience for those who are making their way to the Expo. It's very well organized, very safe, very secure. There's literally everything that everybody would need, be it from Wi-Fi connectivity to just making their way around the Expo site itself. I must say I'm totally impressed with the manner in which it has been set up, and everybody has so far only good things to say about the Expo 2020 happening here in Dubai.
That sounds great. Now, today as of today, we've moved into 2 weeks of the 26 weeks. What are the activities that have taken place so far?
Well, many pavilions have opened or officially opened during the past week, including in Namibia. So that has been sort of, the main thing around this past week concerning the Expo. However, there was also the Climate and Biodiversity Week, which took place from the 3rd till the 9th. And interestingly enough, this Biodiversity Week, of course, happened just about a month before the COP26 that's scheduled for Glasgow. Now, it's important to note, of course, Trizia, this Expo is, in as much as, many countries are looking forward to, of course, bouncing back from an economic perspective, there's also a big focus on how do we, of course, sustain the world going forward from this point. And this is what these engagements are mostly about. But of course, there's been a lot happening. I unfortunately couldn't be able to attend to most, as I was pretty occupied with the Namibian pavilion, having officially opened on a Thursday as well. But there's so much happening here, and I'm hoping to get to some of these activities and events as time progresses here.
Speaking about the Namibian pavilion, do you think that our country is being well represented?
Absolutely, Trizia. Absolutely. You must remember that the Namibian Pavilion is centered around some very key themes, very key sectors, mainly renewable energy, marine diamonds and mining, as well as tourism, conservation, and as well, of course, as cultural heritage. The pavilion is set up in such a manner that it captures each and every one of these sectors. I must say it's also well represented in terms of the staff that are there at the pavilion. These are experts, professionals from these sectors who've, of course, been engaging with potential investors, but and also visitors, and just teaching them about Namibia, but also about the investment opportunities that Namibia has to offer, and particularly pertaining to those sectors: renewable energy, marine diamonds and mining, tourism and conservation, as well as cultural heritage. Those are the key sectors for Namibia, but not limited to those sectors, of course. Yeah.
Now, Ndishishii, let's speak about the theme for the Namibian Pavilion, which is preserving and utilizing national treasures for future generations, the opportunity of a lifetime. How well represented is the theme?
Very well, Trizia. I must say, the first time I walked into the pavilion, I'm not to speak bad about my country or anything, but I was like, wow, this is us, And I must say to the organizers, the Namibia Investments Promotion and Development Board, they've really gone the extra mile in making sure that this pavilion speaks to that very theme. Of course, it is about preserving our natural resources. It is about making sure that future generations do have something left from Namibia as well. And of course, it captures that through various information sharing sessions, through videography, through other forms of documentation. And a lot of people have actually been so impressed by just how the pavilion has been set up. And furthermore, of course, are looking forward to visiting Namibia as well. As you rightfully put it there, of course, there were a couple of vox pops. I was able to speak to a couple of people who visited the Namibian pavilion, and they've only had good things to say. In as much as other pavilions are, sort of moving towards the future, very tech-based pavilions, from fancy robotics to whatever the case may be, Namibia is still maintaining her natural look, which is, of course, the deserts, the dunes, the animals, etc. And that has been a great experience for many people, including those from the Middle East. Remember, this is a fast-developing, fast-paced world, and there aren't really many natural resources, so to say. So many people who do visit the pavilion are so taken aback or shocked, at just what Namibia has to offer in terms of natural resources. Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's speak about the opportunities that this expo may have for some of our young Namibians who are there, presenting their business ideas, etc., etc. Do you believe that this expo gives benefits to our Namibian young, especially our young guys and girls after this expo?
Absolutely, and even during the expo. Firstly, I must say Namibia has a very, very young team representing the country here at the Namibian Pavilion. I think the average age is probably around 28 to 30 there. So very young people from various sectors, be it from tourism, from the media, from mining, retail, manufacturing, etc. So the organizers of the Namibian Pavilion have selected these professionals in such a way that they, of course, are able to teach and, of course, educate and also engage potential investors on possible investment opportunities. Remember that we also have 5 startups that will be starting or coming to Dubai as of November. So they're great opportunities not only for the staff here at the pavilion itself, but furthermore, those who come. I must say, Trizia, if nobody gets any opportunities from here, it's their own doing, so to say. That it's such an amazing platform, to engage, to broaden your horizon, not only from a business perspective, but also from a personal perspective. And that's really the sense that you're getting around the Namibian Pavilion as people, of course, continue to engage. And I've just been amazed at the synergy of the team, how well put together the team is, the knowledge they have of Namibia. It's truly been nothing but impressive here. Yeah.
That sounds good. Ndishishii, let's look at the opportunities that we have for SMEs. You've mentioned a few startups that will be going, that will be presenting themselves as well as SMEs. Now, what type of opportunities are available for SMEs, our Namibian SMEs, as well as maybe collaborating, creating partnerships, maybe investment opportunities with other SMEs? Do we see such opportunities as well?
Absolutely, Trizia. This isn't your typical exhibition where people simply come roam in, look around, and leave. A lot of people come in with queries. They'll be leading the conversations, even saying, "Hey, look, I'm involved in this. What is your country's perspective or take on this? And then that's how you see these conversations starting. So for our startups, I think there are great many opportunities in this pavilion, in this expo itself. And as I rightfully put it again, we have 5 startups in total. So just looking at, the opportunities that exist already from the few days that I've been here, there's a lot of opportunities. I recall that, there were a couple of potential investors who came into the pavilion, and they were really interested in seeing, what are the key performing, what is the state of startups in Namibia, and you can see those conversations. You can see, how not only formal or informal they are, but they really take on this serious. They have this serious undertone. And I was speaking to the director of the pavilion yesterday, Madam Tunga Mboti, and from the 1st of October, from which this expo had begun, there's been 4,285 visitors to the Namibian pavilion already. And of those, 10 have expressed a willingness to invest. So I think there's a great many opportunities for our startups. I think there are great many opportunities for even the broader Namibian businesses and, of course, the government itself here.
Thank you so much, Ndishishii. Quickly, for the sake of time, concluding remarks this morning. I know you understand what quickly means.
I'll try. Well, Trizia, thank you so much for having me. It's been an absolute honor. I must say that, the Expo 2020 is really well organized. I haven't really gotten the chance to, of course, break away from the Namibian pavilion yet, but I'm hoping to do so this week. And of course, perhaps we can chat later as the week progresses. All I can say is that Namibia should, of course, align itself with the opportunities that this expo has to offer. There are a great many, and really it is up to us to also play our part and see where we can meet the organizers and furthermore the Namibian government halfway in this regard. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ndishishii. Thank you so much for your time. I hope we do get to catch up as well during the week.
Shukran, Trizia. Take care of yourself over there.
Thanks so much. Bye, Ndishishii. Well, there you have it. That's Ndishishii Hamufungu, our very own producer, as well as a GMN presenter, just keeping us up to date as to what's been happening with the Dubai 2020 Expo. We'll be back shortly.